Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Sorry I was 5 minutes late. I'm getting my daughter she's doing homeschool, so I was getting some videos, educational videos for her to watch to take notes on. She's loving it. Just kidding. How you guys doing? So press conference for Gabby Petito at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, so that's probably what, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time? That thumbnail. You guys saw the thumbnail? You lie, you fry. That's what I've always been told. Hey, Hakuna and Megs. And thank you guys for waiting patiently. What's she going around denying? Let me see here. Maybe if I scroll up further, I could see. Hey, Eagle-Eyed and Ursa, Cooking Crime and Cannabis, and Sarah was the very first one here. That commented at least. So what is Cher going around denying it aimlessly? She's anything. Yeah, well, she had him on. Dawn made an appearance on Cher's last night. And she said that, we'll watch a little bit of it, but she said that she's just repeating what she's been told. Which probably is true, but she's lying about Benny. She keeps going over repeatedly. I'm not even going to try that word again. Hey, Goddess Witch. She keeps saying that Benny's been suspended. You guys, that's not true. All you have to do is find an old link of Benny, click on it, it says terminated. I don't get. Surely she's not. I think she's purposely lying. I don't think it's her being just going along with what Benny said. For some reason, she even calls Benny her bestie. I'm having myself a Diet Pepsi. So mad talking about Mary and Jeannie, calling them liars. I know. Just because of this shed thing, and Dawn's all about like, oh, what can we do about it? What can we do about her theory? Well, there's so many theories out there. I don't think there's anything you can do about Mary's theory. We all have theories on what happened, and it's pretty bad when your own family thinks that you were involved. They know you better than we do. Cheers, Donna. Keep reporting it. Yeah, if you guys, he's not supposed to have a channel. If you're terminated, you're terminated. So he'll be taken off, I'm sure. And Cher's going to look really dumb in 30 or 60 days, like she wants to say, where what they're hoping for is that Benny's channel gets reinstated. So they can be like, see, I told you he was just suspended. No, if his channel gets reinstated, it's just because he gets reinstated. It's not because he was suspended. He was terminated. And he doesn't want to accept it for some odd reason. I guess probably because he was so ridiculous acting when Chris McDonough's channel got terminated. So now he looks like a fool because it happened to him. So now he just wants to be like, oh, I was suspended. It clearly states you were terminated when you click on his link. So suspended channels are still there. The person just can't go live or post. Yeah, I mean, they just hope that, nobody will do their research, which is A lot of people don't. They just go by what is told. For example, when everybody was like, oh no, it's not true about the Dr. Phil thing because Cher says so. Come to find out, it was just Don lying. Yeah, he has Blood Money TV, but it will be down. Once they figure out it's him and he's not supposed to have a channel, he'll be down. What did she say? What do you mean? What did she say about Summer? She didn't say anything about Summer. What do you mean it's so horrible, the things that she said about Summer? Yes. Agree. Birds of a feather stick together. I guess. Sorry, just got here, but he did a live on his backup channel this morning. Did you see that, Ziggy? Yeah, I saw. Well, kind of. I didn't watch it, but I saw that he went live, and I know, right? He's now Don's like made up this thing. Oh, Mary had a crush on him for like 11 years, and that's the reason why. She's just so bitter. That's why. It's like, oh my God, get over yourself, Don. How can somebody like him be such a narcissist? It's like, it's crazy. He has nothing to be a narcissist about, but he's seriously thinking that Mary wants him, and that's why. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure people are continuously reporting Benny's backup channel. You guys, I don't think that, according to somebody I spoke to that came on here who has 250,000 subscribers, her name is Kimberlea. She said that you cannot have any channels if you're terminated. That will be taken down too. So, YouTube kind of moves slow. They have to make it, even if it's registered to his wife or something, it will be taken down. He'll be bootylicious. Reason why we can't stop talking about the parents is because they're the main suspects. I don't know why you're white knighting so hard for them, but do you know them personally? Have you been following this from day one? It is about Summer, and unfortunately, when you have a missing child, everybody close to her gets put under microscope. What about this new info that they go to Dr. Phil and, this is going to look so bad for them. So bad. What's Candus do? She walks off. Don has confirmed that to be true. So who does that? When the hard questions come, she walks off? Oh, no, they didn't call them the main suspects. That's just in public opinion. Hey, Don B. It's good to see you. Well, thank you. And Don B is the one that he sent me my first few hundred subscribers, even before I did the video on the information that I was told. So I am forever grateful for him. I thought that was so nice that he did that. I don't know if you saw one of my first videos after I found out you sent me subscribers and stuff is was a thank you video at the beginning, and it said like, thank you so much, Don B. It was like this little thing I made for you. They are, yeah. And no, I want to make clear, just because even though that person said that, where, oh, I want to see where it says that. I know they're trying to be a smartass. It's just, I'm going by public opinion, and, you know, so it's not been made official by law enforcement or anything. Even though it sure seemed like Ronnie Lawson seems to think they're lying. Yeah, I mean, what facts do we have? This is an opinion channel. Everybody's welcome to opinion, just like you, Karma Camille. Yeah, just a drama channel, basically. Yeah. When did Dawn say she walked off? We'll play that. He actually said it on Cher's last night. Bye, Camille. You can leave now. If you don't like it, I don't know why you stick around. Everybody has their opinions on the case. I don't see what your problem is. I'm sure you wouldn't have a problem if I was sitting here kissing Dawn and Candus's ass like Cher. I'm sure you'd be all about it. I bet you're one of those kiss ass followers of hers. I bet anything. I bet she doesn't have any problem with like Cher's opinion or Benny's opinion. Hey, Tammy. But their opinion is okay. It's just like any opinion that's not her opinion. You know what I mean? Did she really? I hear Candus walked out of the hearing with CPS in court. Sounds like repeated behavior. Wow. So, oh, is the behavioral panel? See, Sheila, we'll play it. We'll see what you guys think. To me, they were on the topic of Dr. Phil when he mentioned that she walked off. So I'm confused if it's Dr. Phil or the behavioral panel. It sounds like, the behavioral panel is kind of associated with Dr. Phil. So we'll listen to it. You guys, I took it as Dr. Phil, but it could have been behavioral panel that she walked off of. We'll just say that right here. Yeah, we'll play it here. Oh, thank you, Cooking Crime and Cannabis. Yeah, it may. I don't know. You guys tell me your opinion when we listen to this. Is it the Dr. Phil show she walked off of? I mean, Cher was asking her or Dawn about Dr. Phil when he said it. So I don't know. You know how Dawn tends to skirt around like the subject at hand when it's convenient for him. So oh no, I wasn't talking about you, Kathy. As far as I was talking about Camille, but no, you guys get your opinions here, even if it's not mine. It's just the way it's just Camille was being rude or whatever. It's okay though. They think it phases me. It really does. I think it's funny. I think it's funny because they're such hypocrites. It's like, if you're going to have this one opinion, if you're not okay with my opinions and everybody and most of the people in the chat's opinion here, then you can't be okay with like other people's opinions, like Cher, who wants to defend Dawn. So I just have a feeling that Camille is okay with opinions as long as they coincide with her own. Hey, Dawn B, do you want to come up or not? Yeah, they should have. And I would love to know if it's really true that Candus was told to, kind of not talk to or to leave. I don't know if that's true, but getting ready to head out. Okay. Well, have a good day. I'm glad that you came on here and told me about the CPS hearing. That's very interesting. The loudmouth? Which one are you talking about? Because if you're talking about Terry, she's definitely, I don't know. She doesn't talk much. I don't think they went on Dr. Phil's show. According to Cher, he said he wasn't going. Oh no, they went. He confirmed it last night. Cher showed private text that she was asked not to share, which is whatever there. I don't care about that. I mean, I'm glad she shared it, to be honest. But, it's pretty funny because they were trying to make true crime commentary look like a liar. And it ended up being true. Yeah. Well, I don't think so, but hey. I'll be doing a video about that in the next couple of days. I suck at editing. I'm just learning. See, that's why I just do lives. Like, uploading videos is actually more difficult than doing lives. You just come on here and wing it when you're doing a live. Uploading videos and stuff is a lot of work. I like Cher, Benny, and Terry. Not so much. Candus wasn't on the behavioral panel unless she walked out before it even started, which I didn't get the impression she was there at all. Well, Dawn said they're going to air it when she walked out, so I don't know if that's going to be. I'm confused. I thought it was Dr. Phil, but I could see why people think it was the behavioral panel. But yes, it was here. Maybe we should just watch it. Yeah, they started asking the hard questions. That's exactly what happened. He clearly states that he went on the behavioral panel. They had a few people there from the Dr. Phil show behind the scenes at the behavioral panel. Oh, that would make sense. Hey, Mary. Mary, how did you feel? How do you feel about Donnie saying that you have a crush on him and that's why you're doing this? Sorry. I thought it was ridiculous. Sorry. So that's Mary. That's I'm guessing, unless it's an imposter, but that's Mary. And thank you for stopping by. But Donnie said on Cher's last night that Mary had a crush on him for 11 years, and that's why she's doing this, because she's just, she's just so sad. She missed out on a opportunity to be with Donnie, I guess. I messaged you one time, Mary, but I know you have a million people messaging you. I messaged you on Facebook. A couple days ago with a friend of the Bly family. Yes, we watched that on here. Some of it. Oh no, we actually watched the whole thing. They all flip-flop so much. Benny made speeches on Cher's about how he wanted to get off YouTube. He's loving it. I know, but yeah, he hurried to that backup channel, right? Hey, Twister. I know that I'm guessing she probably doesn't want to, but Mary, you're always welcome up here too. but I'm sure you get so tired about talking. She said, "Oh my God, I started laughing so hard last night when I heard that." You here to turn in your homework? Oh, that's so good.
Shut up.
Sorry, guys. My daughter's doing some watching some videos, and I had her take notes. But she said, "Oh my God, I started laughing so hard last night when I heard that one." Yeah. Like, if that is something that was really what's going on, I think he would have mentioned that from the beginning, that, oh, she's just, Mary's just bitter because she has a crush on me. Yeah, don't even get me started there, but she said, "I had to laugh at that one." I love Mary's personality on CM's show. We could be friends for sure. I guess every woman wants Dawn, right? It's just in his head. Makes me so mad that someone like her thinks she's winning some argument with Chris McDonough. She is disrespectful and condescending with such a stomach-turning gloating. Yeah, she's talking about, Ocean's talking about Cher, by the way. I'm guessing. Yes! Come on down. So here's the link, and this is for just Mary right now, okay, guys? That's the only one I'm going to accept just right now because it gets too much when there's too many people up here. But if anybody has any questions that are respectful in the chat for Mary, then we'll see if she'll take them. But that's the link for Mary. We'll see how it does, though. I always notice when she comes up on StreamYard that it kind of starts echoing. So we might just have to back and forth mute like she does over on Chris McDonough's. Was the Dr. Phil show confirmed? Yeah, I guess so. It's on the Rogersville Review. There's an article about it. And also Cher talked about it last night. She did address it because I'm glad. I didn't think she would. My freaking lashes are falling off. I might just end up ripping them off. This one right here is just... Here, let me drop the link again for Mary just in case she missed it. I think I know what's going on about the echo is that even if you have a YouTube open on a different tab, it will make an echo. Yeah. Rogersville Review was contacted by Dr. Phil show because they wanted to use... Okay, so this is Mary, and that's her. Thank you so much.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Contact. Oh no, it's echoing. I don't know why.
I'm going to mic when you talk, and that should fix it.
Okay.
Or mute. Okay.
Okay, yeah, mute. Okay, so basically, I think I know why it's echoing. Are you on a phone? You could just not. Yeah. It's probably because you have a tab open, YouTube, like from when you were watching it, and it's you can't see it, but you have to, do you know if you have a button that you can push, it shows all windows open, and then you just kind of close the YouTube? Do you know how to do that? Okay. All right. Let's not worry about that then. All right. So how did you feel about Donnie saying that you are in love with him last night?
Well, when I was watching it, I was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I just started bursting out laughing. I was like, come on, Donnie. Really? Yeah, that was pretty funny. I'm still laughing about it.
So so just so you know, your statement is you're not in love with Donnie, right? Okay. All right. So what about this Dr. Phil thing? What were you saying that you saw in the comments or whatever? Do you think it's true?
Well, what I was hearing and reading last night through the live with Donnie, um, it was saying he was basically saying that he went to the behavioral panel and there were some people that were there from Dr. Phil and they were sitting behind the scenes watching them interview him. And then when Candus walked off and everything, and I guess when Donnie was done, that's when he started talking to the people from Dr. Phil, and they were telling him, well, that don't good. So I don't know. And then he said he didn't know what was going to happen, or he said like they were waiting for them to get a hold of him or something. So I didn't know if they were actually going on or what.
Um, so I don't know. True crime commentary I don't know how she got him, but I guess somebody, which is pretty crazy. I guess somebody I don't know if they followed him to the airport or what, but they went to the airport. So they saw their car at the airport and I don't know there's pictures of that. So I don't know. It would make more sense. I know that the behavioral panel is affiliated kind of with Dr. Phil. I think they've worked together before. So, oh yeah, that does not look good about Candus leaving. If she did, they're gonna air that. So she should have probably just toughed it out. Let's see. What can we? So hey, I don't know. Gosh, I'm afraid to ask because I don't want to make anything uncomfortable. I wanted to ask, like, this whole thing, I think it's ridiculous because I don't know. You might not want to talk about it. It's about Jeannie. This whole like thing about her she was with somebody underage, but she was married to him for 25 years, right? Do you want to explain that at all, or do you not want to go there?
Yeah, pretty much everything Donnie is saying is a lie. They were like 2 years apart or something, but they were like, like I believe it was 17 and 19 or something when they first got together. And, everything that Donnie's saying about, well, first he came out and said that they were cousins or something. And I said, no, that was just a big joke in the family, And so that wasn't true. But yeah, and then everything else that Donnie's been coming out with, it's a lie. And it's like he's trying to take the focus off of him or something, you know what I mean? Or try to turn everything around. And it's like, it seems like every couple of days or maybe once a week or something, he keeps coming on lives and, talking about us and everything. And it's just like, dude, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you lying? So, but yeah, there's no truth to that at all. So.
Okay, so yeah, I had somebody arguing with me the other day saying that he was 12 when she was 18, and I was like, I don't think that's true. I think at the most it might have. I know that they had to have been dating when she was underage. Maybe she turned 18 during their relationship.
Yeah,
Um,
because there's no truth to that at all. Because I believe Jeannie had Trish at like 17 years old, and that was her first, her first love, her first boyfriend, that she had Trish with. And so, and then after that, I think is when she met up with, her ex-husband. So, and they were just like 2 years apart or something. So, yeah.
okay, so I was thinking that I heard that it was maybe like he was 14 and she was 18 or whatever, not 12. I don't know, but um anyways, I don't know how people are comparing that situation where they ended up being married for 25 years to the situation with Don, and a 5-year-old. I know he was underage when it first happened, but it continued and it continued till he was 19, you know, and there's 7 years age difference. So,
So,
Yeah, and with that one interview I had done with Chris, and he was playing the phone call between me and Donnie, and I was asking him because he goes, "Well, it started when we moved into that house, and Donnie was 12 years old," and I said, "Yeah, but how old was she?" Which makes her actually, it was in 1977 when we moved into that house, and Jeannie was born in 71. So that makes Jeannie what, 5 years old? Barely going on 6. You know what I mean? Because I believe Jeannie started kindergarten that year in August when we had moved in, like in June. So she was just barely 5 years old when she started school. And Donnie was 12 years old. So yeah, there's a 7 years age difference there, and for Donnie to come up and bring that up and say, well, you know, oh, she was just like a couple years younger than me or something. That's bullshit, you know? And is what Donnie's trying to do is take the focus off of him and what he done, and how young Jeannie was. And he just don't want to admit that.
and how about when he says, "Oh yeah, Jeannie tried to come on to our dad." Like, what's he saying? Like she was 5 trying to come on to your dad or something, or what? However old, like still, that's so really.
really?
Yeah, see, and I can't believe that Donnie is doing that. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't know. I don't even know what he's trying to do when he's doing that. And my dad has dementia, he has Alzheimer's, he's been bedridden, like 90% bedridden for the last probably almost 2 years now. So, and not only that, he has stage 4 kidney cancer. He's not going to last much longer, And for Donnie to even say something like that, you know, I keep asking myself, why are you doing this and saying this? And I think it's because he's just trying to take the focus off of him. You know what I mean? He acts like when people start getting too close to the truth, he changes, you know what I mean? And goes on to something else. So,
So you watched Cher's last night. You could just nod on that, right? Did you watch it? Okay. So how did you feel about I guess like and somebody has a question up here, it's one of my mods. We'll get to that but how did you feel about um them trying to, I don't know, like just think that your theory was like ridiculous or something. I don't, and they said that they were going to try to do something about it. I don't see what they can do about just a theory. All of us have opinions. Did you hear all that?
yeah, I heard it. I was just like, what? What? Why are you saying this? Because I mean, yeah, it's a theory, okay? That's all it is just a theory. And for everybody's information out there, this theory was a theory months ago. Okay. It's just not my theory, because when I had said it, a lot of people in the chat were going, well, I said that months ago. So why are they getting all pissed off at me? It's just a theory. So I don't understand why they're all upset about it. And Donnie's really pissed off about it now because now he's saying that I'm in love with him or have been, So, and Donnie, when he started talking about it, he was all pissed off. I could hear it in his voice, and he even said, I'm just so mad. I'm so pissed off at Mary, but why? Why be pissed off about something like that? That's just a theory, unless it's true. Maybe it's true. Maybe that's why he's so mad,
Well, yeah. And I think that it's a lot. I think it's a lot of people's theory that there was some type of trafficking involved, and as far, or them, and I think it's pretty telling that, you guys know Donnie way more than any of us could or anybody. And this is your guys' theory. So that should say a lot,
Yeah, and I was going to throw it out there too, that, you know what? I tell people, I know Donnie like the back of my hand. We were raised together since the time I was 4 years old, basically. So, nobody changes. You can ask yourself, have I changed since I was younger? Deep down, nobody changes. We get older, we get smarter, we get wiser, whatever. But deep down, nobody changes, okay? Donnie is still the same person he was 40 years ago, 20 years ago. So,
especially a narcissist. A lot of people seem to think that he's a narcissist. I know that we're not psychiatrists or whatever, but a narcissist definitely doesn't change because they never think that they're wrong. So, so Hakuna says, did you see what Terry was saying about the statute of limitations and Mary and Jeannie's charges? Did you hear something about that? No? Okay. I can't remember it either, but I guess she's talking about, it's been too long, but there is no statute of limitations in your state, right? Where it happened, Utah. So I don't know. Let's see. Anybody else have Maurice? Let's see. What other questions do we have? I'm kind of running out of questions. Do you think that, did you see that whole video where he was on the toilet and all messed up, and Candus looked like she was like dead in that chair pretty much? Do you think that he's still using?
Oh yeah, Donnie's a big drug user. He'll always use the rest of his life. Always. He always has been since he was, I believe he started using drugs when he was probably about 13 or so. Yeah. Yep. He'll never change. Never.
So I don't know if you know this, but I put out a video because I talked with somebody, like I just say a source, a long time, about a month and a week ago, and at that time I contacted you to see what you thought. Now I don't know how much you would really know, but it has a lot to do with the the boys being taken and stuff like that. And also, basically, this person also told me that there was an inappropriate relationship going on with Hunter and Candus, and she's being investigated for it. Have you heard anything about this?
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing about that. I seen a lot of rumors going around, that maybe Candus had something with Hunter, but other than that, I don't know. I have no clue on that. So
Yeah, I figured you probably didn't know about that, but I found it interesting because Chris McDonough recently released that the 3 drugs in their system, he mentioned on No Thanks, was meth, cocaine, and marijuana. And that's the same 3 drugs I was told over a month ago. So it makes me feel like the information I got was credible. Also, that, the boys were taken because of abuse and stuff. I know he can't speak on that, but I would love for Cher to ask about the the Hunter thing. And I know he's trying to make it seem like it's internet drama and stuff, the reason why the boys were taken. And that is not true.
Yeah, he tried blaming all that on, like me and Jeannie, because we came out with the SA charges and everything. And but then he did say in one interview that I had seen, it was, right after he ended up, when he left that one night or something, he took off and he went drinking and he didn't come home for like 24 hours or something like that, and he was even saying in that interview, that he was believing that whoever was up there telling him that about him doing that to his daughter. And he goes, well, like a dumbass, I sat there and believed him. And he said he took off and went drinking and then came back, and he said basically that's why the boys were taken, because he started drinking. He was drinking, and I guess PS went up there and he was drunk, and they were like, they took the boys. It wasn't because of me and Jeannie. CPS is not going to act on a hearsay or something over lying. They're not. They're going to act on what they're seeing and everything else that is going on in that house.
So I already know the answer to this, but have you ever met Candus? You can just, yeah, I didn't think so. Chasing Justice wants to let you know that, let Jeannie and Mary know that as an SA survivor, I admire her, and her strength inspired me to share my story. That's nice. Oops, I was sitting there talking. I was just saying, any other questions? I don't want to keep her forever because I know that I really appreciate her coming up here. Love you, Mary, Jeannie, on all the SA victims. Don't pay no attention. And you know what? I was saying 2 nights ago how difficult it must be for you. And that's why people, keep bringing up, oh, it's been this long, or, well, of course, it makes complete sense to me why it was brought up when it was brought up, as far as with, you guys went to Jeannie went to the cops the next day, right? But it didn't come out. You guys didn't say anything on YouTube for another at least month, right? And that was with Trish. So it makes sense, like with Summer being gone, that would be brought up to law enforcement, because what if it's related? I mean, and I don't understand why other people don't get that. This whole like, oh, it's been so long ago. Well, maybe it's related in some way. Maybe it was happening to Summer, and that was very important. I'm so glad you guys came out about that. But I was saying, as far as your dad, that must be really hard, the family pushback and stuff. Do you want to comment? I know you already have a million times, but do you want to comment on
that? Yeah, it is. It's really hard because, like I keep saying, Donnie just keeps calling my dad, and then my dad gets upset, and then he tells my mom, well, call Mary, get her on the phone. So my mom calls, and my mom's all whining to me and crying to me that, well, Donnie just called. Well, what's he saying? He keeps saying that you guys keep saying all this stuff over, online and YouTube and everything. And I keep telling them, I'm like, Mom, Donnie's the one who's doing this, The only time we come online is when I feel like I have to defend myself. Jeannie's done one interview. Trisha's done one interview. I think I've done like 5, And the only reason I keep doing them is because I feel like I keep having to defend myself or something, you know what I mean? But like I said the other night, people know what Donnie's doing. So I don't have to defend myself. But I don't know. It's really hard because what Donnie is putting my dad through, okay? Because my dad is just not there anymore. I walked in the house a couple of months ago and my dad was in the kitchen and he's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Dad, it's me." And he looks at me and he goes, "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?" And I said, "Dad, it's me." It's like, "Your daughter, Mary," and he looks at me and he gets this funny look on his face and he just went back in his bedroom. And my mom was at the store and I was just like, so I just left. But, he's not there, and Donnie sits there and fills all this stuff into his head. And so Donnie's causing way major problems in the family because he's doing this. And so I don't know how to stop it,
Are they continuously asking you to drop charges? Like your family, are they trying to get you to drop the charges?
Well, yeah, Donnie keeps telling my dad, "You got to call Mary, call Jeannie and tell them they have to quit doing all this stuff and drop the charges." Oh, sorry, Donnie, if you're watching this, no way. And the only thing I can say is hold on because they're going to come for you. It's just taking a little bit of time. So.
Wow, I'm so proud of you for sticking, because I just try to put myself in that position, and I know I would be so scared, like with family pushback and stuff. So, you took the hardest step, and that was pressing the charges, and I'm glad you have some support. You've got Jeannie, you guys got each other, and you do have, you have Chris McDonough, and, you have all kinds of people here supporting you. And you need that, because I could see it be very easy to cave and possibly, just be like, "Oh, I just want this in. I'm just going to drop the charges." So I'm glad that you're sticking to it. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say thank you. Yeah, thanks, for having me come in and everything. And yeah, I'm holding strong. I don't back down, It's just it's not happening. So, and like I said before, I never wanted the charges to be dropped back when I went and filled them out. But like I said, I didn't have any choice. My dad made me go drop the charges. Yes, because my dad didn't want me getting his son in trouble. That's what happened. And so I had to go back. It was a couple of days later, but yeah, my dad made me go back to the police station and drop the charges. And I never did. I never wanted to. So actually, I'm actually kind of glad that this is going on because, like I keep saying, a lot of people keep saying, "Well, why did she wait 20 years to come out or whatever? Why'd they wait?" Apparently, them people are not an SA survivor. Sorry, because they do not know what you go through. It's all shameful when it happens, and when it does end up, being done with after all the years that you've been SA'd, and you like repress it. It goes back in your mind and you don't say nothing. No, a lot of people don't. They don't say anything being sexually assaulted because they're too ashamed, you know? So, and I'm glad that we came out, and I really do think that this will help Summer, this find her. And Donnie can be mad at me all he wants to about my, my thoughts and my, suspicions or whatever, and my theories. But that's all it is just a theory, So.
Yeah. And you can't get in trouble for your theories. I don't know what they're thinking that you're going to. You obviously presented it as a theory and not fact. So I don't know what they think they're going to do about that. Donna H.A., thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Mary, thank you for letting us know you. Don't let anyone bother you. Don told your dad H did it. Get off the drugs, Don. Oh, did he say that? Wait, the H did it? Don told your dad he did it. Oh, Don told your dad he did it. Yes, he admitted to it, right?
Yes, he told my dad. He admitted to my dad that he sexually assaulted Jeannie when she was younger. And I believe he told everybody else on YouTube, when he tried so-calling apologizing to her. Wrong again. And the cops have all that. The cops have him admitting that, oh, well, we had a relationship when we were younger. I was 12. Well, how old was she? She was 5 years old, Donnie. So there you go. And I know a lot more that happened after he got out of prison too. So he can sit there and say whatever he wants to, okay? But, all I can say is get ready, because he's going to be arrested, and it's going to be soon, because it's already a month has gone by. So it's going to be soon. So hope he's ready to go to prison, because I sure am ready for it. I just, and by the way, that's my opinion.
Yep. He's his own worst enemy, guys. Had he kept his mouth shut, there would have been no evidence, but he admitted it. So thankfully he did, because it's about time that, and I feel like if he goes away, you guys, if he gets arrested, which is going to happen, and I feel like it's going to happen for Summer, just my opinion, they're not gonna, and I say they because I think Candus knows too. He's not gonna be getting out this time. I think he's gonna go away for a long time. If it was just this charge, because of his past and everything, he's gonna be, have to register, and those people do not change. There's a reason why, just like Chris McDonough says, that they have to register. It's because they're dangerous and they don't ever change. Their brains wired differently. They're attracted to, they don't just change one day and are stop, being attracted to what they're attracted to. So, what was it? Oh, somebody asked here, which I already know this, but Mary, do you believe that they were selling Summer and this time the people didn't return her?
Well, yeah, that was my theory, and I didn't, when I was talking about it the other night, I didn't really go elaborate into it or anything, but what I think they had done it a couple times before. This is just my theory, just like everybody else's. I just think that they were trafficking her a couple times before. And I think Candus took her down to the shed, told her to stay there, wait, somebody would come by for her. And I think her and Donnie had planned it in that phone call earlier that day. And so a couple hours went by. Candus went back down to get summer from the shed. She wasn't there. So that's when Candus calls Donnie and says, well, she's not here. So Donnie freaks out. Well, God, she should have been back by now. They should have dropped her off by now. Call the cops. That's what I think happened. I don't know. Just another, that's like my fourth, fifth theory I've come up with, just like everybody else. So
has all your theories involved Donnie being involved, like every single one of them, or did you ever think it's possible that somebody abducted her?
well, yeah, I've thought maybe somebody did come up on the property and maybe abduct her, but the funny thing about that is Donnie sits there and says, oh, well, the dogs weren't there that day. Well, how many dogs did I hear he has on that property? Like over 20, and I've had dogs my whole life. And my experiences with dogs, okay, I don't care what kind they are, they bark and they go after people when strangers come on your property. So I don't think anybody was up there that day taking her because the dogs would have alerted. I'm sure of it.
So did you hear that? First, I want to say, first, before I go to the scream, I'm gonna write that down. So I'm taking notes so I don't forget. And at any time, if you need to go, it's fine because a lot of this stuff you've already gone over. It's over on Chris McDonough's channel, and which we're also happy that he's back. So is your theory about the shed and I agree with the theory. I don't know about the shed thing, but I agree with everything else. But I mean, it makes sense what you're saying to me. Your theory with that, does that involve, did you guys come up with that because of what he tried to do with his first son, right? Because didn't he try to sell him?
Yeah, he did. Actually, it's been, how long has it been? Since his son was about 2 years old or so is when he tried selling him. And Donnie can sit there and say, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't do it. He did do that, and actually I've been actually trying to find his ex-wife, okay, because sometimes I'll see her down here in Layton, on the streets with a sign and stuff, but I know that she would tell me, some stuff that had happened while they were married, if I could just get a hold of her. But anyways, my theory, like I said, I've came up with a lot of theories, but that one there, basically, like I was saying the other night, that Jeannie had just called me one night and we were just talking, and it was Jeannie's husband, not my husband. It was Jeannie's husband who had came up with that theory. And I was like, well, that's very plausible, but, I believe I even told Jeannie that time that, well, there's been a lot of other people that has came up with that same theory, because there's a lot of sex trafficking right now going on in Tennessee and right around where Donnie lives, and I could just see Donnie getting caught up with that. And even my dad said that he believes that Donnie got caught up with, some bad drugs or something. Even my dad believes that. So
Just a couple more questions, is that okay? Are you okay for a couple more? Do you know if Dawn and Candus are really married? And also, Chris Flowers wants to say you're a hero to Summer, Mary, and thank you so much for that, Chris. That was so nice.
I have no idea if they're legally married or not. I have no clue.
Yeah, I think most of us are gonna believe you over Dungeon Dawn. I mean, come on now. His track record's not good. He lies like just like this whole. Well, there's so many examples. I can't. I'm not even gonna start. Did you hear about this scream that the neighbor said she heard around like 4:30 to 4:45 ish, but the cops weren't called till like what 6 ish, 6:15. We'll just say, right? Did you hear about the scream?
Yeah, I did, and I just barely heard that just recently, like a week ago, you know. And so everybody's saying that she had came forward when Summer first went missing, but that's the first I've heard of it. And I mean, I've been trying to follow this case pretty closely. So, and then when I heard about it, I was like, well, that seems kind of weird, but okay, whatever. But like I said, that's the first I've heard of it, like about a week ago. So,
Yeah. I don't know. Even Ronnie Lawson, when he was on the news recently, he even mentioned it being a couple months ago about this scream. So, which I just don't understand why it wasn't. I don't know. I don't. According to Ronnie Lawson, it seems like it was just a couple months ago that this was mentioned, which it seems odd, um, but yeah, is there a three strike law in Utah? I don't know if it's like three strikes, as far as just felons, or do you know anything about three strike law?
I don't, I haven't heard about that. I mean, I really, don't know much about it. You know what I mean? Um, but I'm sure I probably will be hearing about stuff like that real soon.
Um, so do you know if the other four ladies are filing against Dawn too? Like, are they filing reports?
As of right now, they haven't filed, but they've came forward, and three of them are in our family. One of them is not my daughter that Donnie keeps bringing up. Her name's Amanda. And I don't know why he keeps bringing her name into this, but she has absolutely nothing to do with this. She never has. She's never even said anything on anything, you know. But yeah, there's three of them are in our family, and one of them is a friend of Jeannie's when she was younger, and she spent the night one night, and Donnie came in and was messing with her, you know. So they have all contacted us. They've all contacted the police department, and they have told us that they are behind us 100%. And if they need us to file charges or just come in and be a witness in the courtroom for Jeannie, that they will stand behind us 100%. So,
Okay. Okay. So how many total is there? I think you said six, right? But were they all minors when this happened? Were all six of them minors? Oh, wow. So all six minors, and you said six, right? I'm trying to.
okay. Now, not all six, four of them. Four of them were minors because the six total with me and Jeannie. Okay. So the six total with me and Jeannie. So four more girls have came forward.
Was any of them like more recent, or is it all from, you know?
It was all done back when they were little, like 5, 6, 7 years old.
All right. Well, Oh, somebody asked real quick, was Don a minor when it happened or an adult?
Okay, now when he started messing around with Jeannie, he was a minor. He was 12 years old. Jeannie was 5. But the last time, and it kept happening over the years. But when Donnie went to prison and he got out when he was 19 and he came home that very first night, he was 19. Jeannie was 12. Okay. So Jeannie was a minor at that time. He was 19. And that night he went into her room and started putting his fingers in her and touching her and doing all kinds of shit with her. And she immediately frickin' woke up and got up out of bed and was like, holy shit, this is not happening. You are not doing this to me anymore. And she ran into my mom and dad's bedroom and flipped on the light and started yelling at them and telling them what happened. So, yeah, the very last time it happened, Donnie was 19, Jeannie was 12.
And here's a question that makes me really upset because, like, you've answered this a million times, but why didn't any of y'all file charges a long time ago, or at least when y'all was of age? Why 40 years later? Did you guys hear that she did file charges? Do you want to comment on that stupid comment? I mean, like, really?
Yes. I filed charges when what happened to me with Donnie and his 2 friends. I did file charges, but I had to go back in like 2 days later. My dad made me. I was 14 years old. I was living at home. I didn't have a job. I was still in school. I didn't have anywhere to go, and my mom and dad argued about that, and my dad flat out said, you go in and you drop the charges or you are kicked out of my house. There was nothing I could do. Okay. And in Jeannie's situation, like I said, if you have not been a sexual abuse survivor, if you have not been sexually abused, you don't know what we go through. You have no clue what we go through. And like I said, it's when you're young and you're being sexually assaulted, you don't know why they're doing that to you, and the years go by and you try to come out with it. Jeannie tried to come out with it, but nobody listened to her, and so it just keeps happening and it just goes on and on and on. And then when you get older and you grow up and you go out and you get, you have a family of your own and everything, all them memories you just suppress and put them back in your mind, and then one day something happens and it all comes back to you, and that's why Jeannie came out, was because when we heard that Summer went missing and God, she's a 5-year-old little girl, and Jeannie's going, God, he did this to me when I was 5. I really do think this will help the investigation, because what if Donnie is doing the same things to Summer as he was doing to me? And like I said, you can ask yourself, have I changed in the last 20 years? Deep down, no, nobody changes. You get older, you get wiser, whatever. But deep down inside yourself, you do not change. You are the same person you was 20 years ago.
And I apologize to the person that asked that question. If you really truly were just curious and haven't heard, it's just that, I don't know. There's so many people that say that trying to just be, rude. And obviously the main thing is that if Summer never went missing, it may have never come out, right? I mean, really. So, it's Summer went missing and it was important for the investigation that they came forward, and I'm glad that they did. I'm super glad they did, because it's important. What do you say?
Yeah, even TBI said thank you so much for letting us know that this had happened. It will help the investigation. It does help them. Whether anybody thinks it does or not, they told us thank you for the information. It does help.
And Anna, thank you so much. She says we hope he sits in prison for a long time, Mary. Yeah, I mean it's been a long time coming, you know. He had to no. I just feel like that he knows something, and he had to have known that all this stuff was going to come out, and you know, if I think maybe this is my theory. I think that they really just thought that nobody would care because she was just a little country girl from the middle of nowhere, and you know, with like what happened with Rose Bly, she was never found. So I think maybe they thought that, you know, same thing with Summer. They used that experience to. That's just my opinion, but there was something else I wanted to say, but now I forget. And you've already been up here an hour, so I don't want to like keep you forever. And I know you do. You know, you've done a few other. I mean, I can't think of anything else unless there's anything else that you can think of.
Well, I also wanted to mention one thing. In one of Donnie's conversations on YouTube, he was saying that, she was asking him, well, you know, can we get, you know, money up together, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, if we can get your daughter back, let's get up a collection. And Donnie's response to that was, no, you can't do that. It goes a lot deeper than that. So he knows what happened to her, you know, and that's not the only thing that I have caught on to when he talks. There's so many discretions, you know, that he talks about, and it's like he knows where she's at. He's just not saying, you know.
Do you have do you guys have you and Jeannie have a lawyer or anything? I think like if you it ends up costing you guys money and stuff, there'd be so many people who would love to help you. I'm guessing you probably don't want to share a PayPal or anything, but do you have a lawyer yet?
I do have a lawyer on standby. I haven't paid him any money yet. We've just talked to him about the pricing and everything like that. And I also have had a couple of other lawyers get a hold of me and saying that they would love to, you know, help us out and be our counsel and everything for them. So, you know, if it does come down to it, you know, a lot of people in the last couple of interviews I've done with Chris, they were asking, well, can we help financially and stuff, you know, and I just keep telling everybody just the love and support that you have for us is enough. You know, we don't need any financial. But if it does, I mean, if it really does come down to it that we do need financial help, we might ask for it maybe, but I doubt it, you know, just because we're not that way, you know what I mean? And so, but if it does come down to it, I guess we would, but as of right now, we're okay. So, but we have gotten a hold of a lawyer. We do have a lawyer, and like I said, you know, if we have to put money down and retain him and everything here in the next couple weeks or however long it's going to take, you know, I'll definitely let everybody know. So
Yeah, I hope that you guys aren't bashful about that if it gets that. And I think it's good that you haven't shared, you know, a PayPal or anything yet, because you know people would just go freaking turn that around and stuff. But once, you know, if it gets to the point where you're having to take it, you know, you need to retain a lawyer and stuff, I think there'd be so many people that be love to help you. WC, I don't know what you mean by you saying, why didn't you ask Don Wells the same last night? I haven't talked to Don Wells ever, so I haven't had I don't really. Yeah. Anna says lawyers want high profile. Keep in touch. Yeah, she probably could get free representation, I'm sure. But yeah, I haven't talked to Don Wells personally. And I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I'd want to because it would just be all lies. But he's welcome. Maybe, I mean, he's welcome, I guess. But I mean, I don't believe him. And he's just going to tell lies. So, you know, well, I think that's it. I mean, I don't want to keep you. You've already gave us an hour of your time, and I really appreciate you coming up. It was like impromptu, and you have a lot of support here. And I'm so glad that you came up here and saw this channel because I've been trying to get a hold of you, but I didn't know how to. And so thank you so much for coming up, and I'll let you, I guess, have your if you have anything else to say.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I was scrolling through YouTube and I went, oh, who's this? Because I hadn't heard from you about you before. So, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, sweet. She's nice. She's not like them other channels. So anyways, but yeah, thanks for having me on. And I hope I, done some good by answering everybody's questions. So
you did.
Thank you.
You did. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Yeah.
And maybe we'll have you some other time if you're, happen to scroll by and bored or have some things to clear up or whatever. I mean, you have Chris McDonough, so yeah, it's a huge platform. Oh yeah, do you know about the fundraiser going for summer right now? And then also Cher on her live last night asked Don for his permission on it, and he wouldn't even give us. He's like, "Oh, I'd have to guess Candus about there's a fundraiser going on for, and all the money is going. 100% of the proceeds are going to Summer's reward fund." Q Carlock, a YouTube channel, has set it up. She made a store with, it had like coffee mugs and sweatshirts and stuff. And it has Summer on it. So they were wanting Don Wells' like blessing, but he kind of blew it off, which is kind of disappointing. But so you haven't heard about that? It's up to over $10,000.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it last night when I was listening in, and they said it was like up to 7,000 or something last night. But probably the only reason why Donnie don't care about it or anything because it's going to the reward fund. It's not going to him, and that's all he cares about is money. So.
All right. Well, I'll let you go now. I mean, it is pretty. I don't know. I can't believe he didn't jump on that. He should have, because it made him just look worse when he was just like, "Oh, I need to ask Candus. She handles all that." I'm like, no, she doesn't handle anything.
Exactly. Yeah, he's the boss of the family. He takes the reins. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, thanks for having me on, and maybe another time would be fine, or something. So, all right, you guys have a good day.
Oh, that was so nice. That was such a surprise. I was not expecting that. So I'm glad that she found me, though, because I did try to message her a couple times and I kind of gave up because I was like, oh, she has so much other, she has Chris McDonough. She doesn't need my little channel. But I'm glad she found us and she came up. That was so nice of her. I didn't know what else to ask. I was watching she's answered everything, and I wanted to be respectful. I was kind of afraid to ask the whole, genie thing and stuff, but she cleared that up. She says that there's only a couple of year age difference between Jeannie and her ex. It's not like the 6 years that that some are saying. Like, I didn't think that was true. I didn't think the 12 and 18 thing was true. But yeah, so I really appreciate her. Thanks for having her on. Well, that was my pleasure. Thank her. Yeah, please come back sometime. I'm sure she will. I mean, yeah. So let me see if I can kind of, here's the store that is for Summer Wells Reward Fund. The proceeds are going to, yeah, the reward fund, like I just said. Let me see. I have to pull out my phone here to pin it because it won't let me do it on StreamYard. Let's see. So yeah, I'm glad she also she mentioned, I'm glad the Dr. Phil thing came up a little bit. So let me turn that down. Oh, Randy, you joined the Zigsters. Be sure to join our private members only Discord. Now I have to find where I had to pin message. So pinned at the top is the link to the store. I got the long sleeve and the sweatpants. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, thank you so much, Randy. I'm honored that you would use, your hard-earned money to join us here. She is genuinely kind. And who are you going to, really, I can't believe anybody would sit there and question her or, I know Jeannie hasn't talked much, but the numbers in the chat is 777. But who are you going to believe? Dungeon Dawn or what's the nickname from Motherly Mary, or not Motherly Mary, because that sounds like Jesus' mother. Or let's see, what's something nice, a little acronym? Because we got Cowardice Candus, Dungeon Dawn, or we got also Comatose Candus. But hi, Annie. How do you get an SA charge dropped? Well, this was when that happened. Usually the state picks it up. So, these days, if that would have happened these days, the state would have picked it up. And, oh, yeah, Marvelous Mary. Who are we going to believe? Are we going to believe Marvelous Mary or Dungeon Dawn, who has a record for lying? We haven't caught Mary at all in any lies, so you guys, time will just, will tell. And I don't know what there is to not believe. That's family. If your own family is saying that you're capable of this, then that's pretty bad. Couch locked Candus. Dirty Dawn. Magnificent Mary. Yeah, I like that one. Magnificent Mary. And I'm glad. Thank God that I know some people, you guys, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. It's Mary's came on a few times, not here, but as far as on people's shows, and just, explained her opinion. It's just hers only. Dawn the Con. Oh, I wish I'd give her a big hug. And I'm sure that, like she says, the support means more than anything, because you guys remember, her and Ginny have to deal with their family, kind of give them a crap about it. And that's horrible. And she did try to press charges when she was younger. And her mom supported her. And then, her mom got kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with that situation, because it's like, oh, I'm going to divorce you, says the father, if you don't drop those charges. And who knows the situation as far as, maybe her mom was financially dependent on, financially stuck. I think it does, Sally. I think it does help find Summer. It helps find the truth, because our past is the biggest predictor of our future. And I think it does. I think it's all related. Oh, is there a news conference going on? Well, if anybody has to leave, I understand. I'm not going to play it here because it's not related to Summer in any way, but hand signaled that we were spraying for DVSA and missing children. No, I haven't. Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, you got pushback from your family. They have, yeah, exactly. They don't have proof of anything. And Getaway Grandis, Getaway Grandis, Marvelous Mary, Dungeon Dawn, or we have tons for Dawn. We have Dungeon Dawn, Drugo Dawn, what's the Diddler Dawn, Cowardice Candus, Comatose Candus. Mary and Jeannie have been victim bashed by certain people and it needs to stop. It could have happened to Summer. That's why they spoke out. I don't understand how people don't get it. I really don't. Yeah, back in the 70s, a woman couldn't even rent a place or get a loan without a man co-signing. Toilet Talk and Dawn. Thanks, Deb, for subscribing to the channel. Dumbass Dawn. Yeah, and also, Mary, if you're listening too, on the 15th, they're having at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're all going to be lighting a candle or a purple light for Summer, and we'll probably all, there's probably going to be a lot of creators along with myself that do something for that. Come on here, we'll light a candle, and we'll have some type of, I don't know, I don't want to say memorial because we want to hope that Summer's still alive, but I mean, thank you, Sandra, for subscribing. I mean, the argument between size and gossip being fact all of a sudden, if we all stop fighting and put that in the research, we might hold some hope. Well, it is research. When we talk about when we're researching, Dawn's past, and I know that we all don't agree, but, we can agree to disagree. It's fine. You guys, and if it ever comes out with proof that Candus and Dawn are not involved, I'll apologize when it comes to Summer. I mean, for a million times, I'll apologize every day. I promise you. I'm not above, I'm not above being wrong, and I'm not above apologizing when I'm wrong. I don't understand how Don keeps complaining about meth heads and drug dealers when he and his wife tested positive for meth and crack. Yeah, we made a list the other day. It was funny. We had a list of 20 people that Dawn has blamed. Aw, that's so nice, Northern Farm Girl. Public dumping Dawn. Did you hear what happened to the summer merch on Q? Car like raising. What? What happened? Are you serious? Wait, what happened? Let me look at the merch. Don't tell me it got. Here, let me share with you guys. We'll look through it together. Don't tell me they took it down. Did they take down Summer's merch? I just saw Nita. You're welcome to share the live stream that I will be sharing from the vigil. Yeah, but we're going to probably do it, doing it. Oh, from the live. Oh, you're going to be in Tennessee? Okay, thank you. And Nita, by the way, the only reason why I did have you modded, and the only reason why I took you off mod is just because you're not here that often, because you're doing your own thing over on your channel and stuff. So I hope that you're not upset by that. Don, let me go. Okay, so let's look. Did they take down Summer's merchandise? Wow, if that's true. I mean, let's look. Oh my God, wait. Why? Are you serious? Why did that happen? Oh, okay. Well, Well, I don't understand why the family is not okaying that. It's like a walking billboard. If you got Summer's picture on your shirt and it says missing and it has her, so what about all those sales that were done? Are they still going forward with that? Like the orders previous that to it being taken down? Well, why aren't the parents approving it? No wonder Chase was on Cher's live last night asking for him to approve it. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to ask Candus, the one that never speaks." He just wants to put it off on Candus because he wants to say no. And he knows Candus is never going to say or do anything. Already placed orders will be filled. That's good to know, Boomer Center. Well, at least they got the sales that they did. That's sad. I wish I haven't even. These effing people don't care about Summer. Anyone who goes above and beyond to stop a fundraiser for Summer is sick in my effing head, right? And I know that there were some people in the chat, not the chat now, I'm saying they might be here, but that has something to do with that too, because they came in here and said, "Oh, it's illegal to have her picture on there without the parents' permission." It's like, well, okay, if that's true, why aren't I don't know why the parents would have a problem with it. Candace emailed permission, but they need it in writing. Oh, okay. So Candace did say it was okay then. Okay. There is still Summer merch for sale, just not with her actual picture. But we need her picture there because it's like a walking billboard. It shows who she is, who we're looking for, her stats, Anyways, let's see here what they said about. I guess we could play a little bit of shares that I was going to do anyways, where Dawn comes on and talks about okay, first here, let's share this. This is an article that you guys were probably have all seen, mostly anyways. Summer Wells' parents to appear on Dr. Phil to share what they know about her disappearance. And this is on the Rogersville Review. It says Dawn and Candace Wells will appear in an upcoming episode of Dr. Phil, although the air date hasn't yet been released. Kristen Nuss, who is a media supervisor for Dr. Phil, contacted the Review last week seeking permission to use headline cutouts from earlier news articles to create their own headline graphic. Nuss said Dr. Phil will be covering the case of Summer Wells' disappearance. The 5-year-old went missing in June in Tennessee and hasn't been seen since. Her parents will be on her show to share what they know and to get the public's help in locating their little girl. We would like to include your headlines in a tape piece introducing Summer's parents. When the Review responded and asked when the show would be taped and aired, Nuss replied, "We haven't taped the show yet, so we do not have an air date at this time." So then it goes on to the background of the case a little bit, so I'm not going to read that. But if you want to look up this article, it's on the Rogersville Review. Just type in Rogersville Review, Dr. Phil, and you'll find it. So interesting. What if they backed out? Because it just said that they haven't filmed it yet. So maybe that's why Don's not being clear in his answering when asked about the Dr. Phil show. Or maybe it was because Candus walked off. I don't know. I know a lot of people here are saying that it was actually the behavioral panel that they walked off, or that Candus walked off on. But if she walked out on Dr. Phil, whichever one she walked out on, it's going to be aired. So I think that was a bad move for Cowardice Candus. And boy, is Cowardice Candus. Candus is really earning her nickname, Cowardice Candus, isn't she? What a coward. You walk off when you get the hard questions? Why is that? Really? Lizzie B has caused so many issues with him raising money for the reward fund, but Cher has been talking to Don and Candus to get permission to use Summer's picks. Yeah, at least Cher did that, so we gotta commend her for that she asked Don for permission live, and I appreciate that. But yeah, Lizzie B is trash AF. Sorry, I don't like her almost as much as I don't like Benny, because she is such a Benny kiss ass, and it's just not a good person. And why would anybody push so hard for this not to happen? I don't get that. Dumbass Dawn and shut up Cher about and Emma at Crime Stories Obsessed showed text between dumbass Dawn and shut up Cher about Dr. Phil. I'll have to look that up. Sent you the convo discussion about Candus walking off. Oh, okay. Is that Penny from... that's probably not Penny from... All right, let's look. Well, which one's your email? I don't think... I just have a... Oh, wait, this is probably you. Oh, okay. Thank you for sending these specifically, because we were going to go over them, but with you, this helps. Thank you. All right, let's share. So these are text here. I know it's hard to see. Let's maybe if I go like that, because I can't make it bigger. Where it just says, so did you do Dr. Phil? People got pics of you at the airport. I don't know what to believe. If you did, it's great. If not, I don't know how people are lying. And Dawn says, trying to keep all these YouTubers from attacking us and screwing everything up. Can't lie to you, Cher, but please don't tell nobody. So that to me is an admission that he did do Dr. Phil. And Cher says, people are posting it. It's even in a news article. Now I look stupid for lying. And then Dawn says, didn't mean that to happen. Just trying to keep these assholes off of us. And then Cher says, but I don't know why lied to me about it. I guess I deserve to look stupid. And then Dawn says, no, not trying to lie to anybody. I'm just trying to keep it quiet what's going on. We had people all over us from day one hating on. I know that's not you. I thought for a minute you was with AB. Sorry. What? And Cher says, oh, hell no. Never. I would not. I've been nothing but dragged by them. Yeah, there's no way Cher would ever be in with AB. I mean, come on. And then Dawn says, yeah, so much hate these days. We're followed everywhere. Everything we do is scrutinized. No end in sight. Yep, you're right, Dawn. No end in sight until you tell us where freaking Summer is. So tell us where she is, and then it will end. Because all you're doing is buying time, Dawn. All you're doing is buying time. And up until then, everybody's making it hell for you. They're going to continue making it hell until you tell us where summer is. And then Cher says, you were followed to the airport. They're showing pics of your car there today. And then Dawn says, we're only been on the behavioral panel, and that was rough. They asked tough questions. Candus got very upset. And Cher said, yeah. And then Dawn said she walked off. And then Cher says, oh, shit, then what? And he said, they said that don't look good. And Cher says, yeah, but I don't know why lie to me about it. I guess I deserve to look stupid. And he said, no, which I thought. Not trying to lie to this is Dawn. Not trying to lie to anybody. I'm just trying to keep it quiet. What's going on? We've had people all over us from day one hating on. I know that's not you. I thought, well, this is a repeat. Yeah, this is a repeat. So basically, right here, I guess that answers our question, and I'll change it so you can see. Right here. So Dawn says, we've only been on the behavioral panel, and that was rough. They asked tough questions. Candus got very upset. Cher says, yeah. Dawn says, she walked off. Oh, shit, then what? They said that don't look good. Okay, so there we go. Excuse me. So there we go. We got our answer. She walked off behavioral panel. So I will edit my title. Why would they not want her face out there? That is a joke. I would want my child's face everywhere. I know, right? Well, I guess, I mean, well, we know why they don't want it. I mean, let's be real. He actually says in a call to Cher too, it's on Michelle AD channel, After Dark channel, almost the exact words. What the F? I know, right? Cher says she wasn't talking to Dawn. Well, I guess it's whatever day, however I don't know. It's how she's feeling that day, I guess. At first I thought, like, well, you know, there was a time I kind of thought, well, maybe she's got to keep him talking, and she's got to, you know, and so she's trying to make the viewers happy at the same time trying to keep Dawn happy, so he keeps talking. And I get that. I get that. But Cher's been really, you know, turned on the stepsisters recently, and I don't get the whole thing about, you know, making fun of or whatever she was doing about Mary and the, you know, their theory. I thought it was a very logical theory, to be honest. It's my theory, kind of. I mean, but it's a lot of people's theory. I believe I believe there is trafficking involved. I don't know about them not bringing her back, but that's a lot of people have said. I know, right? OMG, two known liars are lying to each other. Yeah, I mean, I was going to show you guys this proof once again. You guys know that Benny's channel was terminated, right? You know that. You know it. Do you have any old links of his you can click and just see? It says right there, terminated. Why are they pushing this agenda of him being suspended. That's not what happened. You know, for a second, I thought, well, maybe Cher truly believes that, you know, maybe that's what Benny's telling her and that's what she's believing. But it's not hard to click on one of his old links and see he's been terminated. He has not been suspended for. That's what they're doing. They're hoping that he's going to get his channel back, and that way they can go, see, he was just suspended the whole time. He wasn't terminated. Because he just looks dumb for throwing a party when Chris was, you know, terminated. Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, crap. I wanted to go over that message here. I just lost it. The one I just had on my screen. When I switched messages. Oh, okay. Or no, that's not it. Why would any parent be walking off on any set? Why not want this exposure? If you're innocent, then why not try? You want Summer back. You want her home. Found seems very strange, not normal. Yeah, you would think you want her back. And, you know, behavioral panel is going to put that out. So she better buckle up, hang on tight, because it's going to be, internet's going to blow up when that is released of her walking up off the panel. I reported 2 of his videos and they were removed before his channel was shut down. Yeah, and his new channel is going to be shut down too. Oh, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. It said in that article that they haven't filmed it yet, but I'm also wondering if Dawn and Candus have backed out. They don't care because they know even if she is found alive, they aren't getting her back. Yep. I believe that, Deb. I really truly believe that. When a felon is dumb enough to go in YouTube with a bullet and threatening someone, you can expect termination, right? Oh yeah. My cat's having a freaking attack. That's a hairball. Yeah, you and probably a lot of people. She's gonna have an amazing home when she is hopefully found. I was just glad that YouTube did something finally when reporting a bad video. So many times they just ignore it. I know. And they were going in his favor like over and over again when he would strike channels. All right. I have to take a bathroom break. So we're going to watch this for just a minute on...
one he's using for now. And his other channel, you guys, it's only suspended, so that's good news. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that.
Liar! Liar!
He told that, yeah, so it's only suspended. His other channel will be back.
That is a lie. It's not suspended, it's terminated, Cher.
I think it might be like a 30-day or a 90-day suspension, 90-day suspension. So he will be back. It did. Like, no, I didn't really see a hand, but I did see something that made me want to look deeper. Mary's husband, he's not with her.
Oh, you guys, look. Here's Lean on Me. This is Benny and Lizzie's #1 fan. Piggy, I mean, Ziggy is cruel. Good one. Wow. You have to be a genius to come up with that. I mean, she must be a genius with, Benny as her BFF and Lizzie. She must. Wow. Like, she's calling me cruel. Look at who she hangs out with, who she supports. You're a horrible person if your favorite people are Benny and Lizzie. It doesn't bother me, I promise you. I just thought it was very kindergartner type of insult. Do better.
Okay. Dawn's texting me stuff about Mary, so we'll get to that a different time.
There's something about Mary.
Here's something about Mary. Baskets.
I like that.
Terry, so with Brian Laundrie situation,
Mm-hmm.
what are your feelings on Brian's parents?
They know something. I feel it has to be one of the reasons.
Hold on, let's. Yeah, I don't.
Did you see that?
This is the bullshit that he says to me. I said, so did you do Dr. Phil? People got pics of you at the airport. Because yesterday he was telling me, or like the day before, he was kind of dancing around it, but he was saying no. Like, I don't go to a doctor and I don't take pills or something like that. Like, he was just like skating around it and yeah, whatever. So anyways, I was like, well, somebody got pictures of your car, which is kind of bullshit, by the way. I just want to say this while I remember, like, you actually have people following these guys every time they leave. Like, so anyways, I said, so people got pics of your car at the airport. I don't know what to believe. If you did, it's great. If not, I don't know, but people are lying. So either he's lying to me or everyone else is lying that they went to Dr. Phil, because he's telling me no, right? So, and I can only, again, relay what he is telling me.
Right.
And so then he said, trying to keep all these YouTubers from attacking us and screwing everything up. Can't lie to you though, Cher, but please don't tell anyone. Well, Don, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but clearly I want people to know, like, I'm not just lying and saying, no, you're not, like I was told no. I said, well, people are posting it. It's even a news article. Now I look stupid for lying. And he said he didn't mean that for that to happen. Just trying to keep these assholes off of us. So
He's skirting around, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't exactly. I mean, it does say in the article that they're going to be on it, but it says that the media person from Dr. Phil contacted the newspaper to use some of their clippings.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, well, let me move get this a little bit, because I think why is because they're not going to have a whole episode. We've only been to the behavior panel. Well, that's not true. They asked tough questions. Candus got very upset. I said, yeah. And he said she walked off. So she walked off of the Dr. Phil show. I said, oh shit, then what? And they told them that doesn't look good. And I said, yeah, but I don't know why lie to me about it then. I guess I deserve to look stupid. And he said, no.
Right. I mean, he wants you to keep, relaying his messages, but he's going to give you
the
wrong information. And yeah.
Like, I repeat things and people are like, oh, Voices is a liar, but I'm just repeating what I'm being told from the source. Again, I could be being lied to.
Right. Well, that's kind of what happened on my channel yesterday. It was brought up. And I said, oh my God, I was reading chat. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, they're going on Dr. Phil. And then somebody said, no, Cher said it's not true.
Like in all the Cher's interviews and
for that bullshit and just are happy with being on TV. Oh my God, I'm going to be famous, I'm on TV. I know this because I've personally helped several people in high profile cases get bookings on shows that they would have done for free, but I got them money out of it. So you see what I'm saying? I've known this secret for years. Just like everyone on the ID channel and everything, when you see them doing like these documentaries and interviews, and a lot of them are like high profile inmates, they're actually more times than not doing that shit for free. But if they were to say, hey, I'm not doing this until you compensate me, you are $1 billion industry or whatever, they're going to pay. Let me tell you, if they want the interview bad enough and it's a high enough profile of a case that they're going to get those views, they are going to put money into the guests. So absolutely.
For sure. Especially if it's going to get them the ratings.
Yep.
Dr. Phil lies then.
He does, of course. I mean, I can tell you the same thing with Dr. Oz. I can tell you right now, they say they're not a paid show, but I have made sure that money has exchanged hands for multiple people. For Rhonda Glover's case and Chris Watt's case also.
Wow. Thanks for admitting that. Thanks for admitting that. So you're telling me that Chris, whatever her name is, what was it, Krista? She was paid to go on Dr. Oz. And it seemed like you're quite very focused on money, but okay. None of this about Summer. It's about bashing other channels and bashing anyone who doesn't agree. The whole of YouTube is some right now. Get a grip, guys. Use these platforms for good. Okay, so I hope that you say that to Cher too, because the whole time she was bashing the stepsisters in their theory of what happened. You do that, you go over there and say that there too, right? So how do you feel, Sally? How do you feel about Cher? Or how about Benny? Who is Cher? You've said it to everyone, so you've said it to Cher. She said before that chick wasn't paid, so she obviously lied. Wow. Okay, so you think that about Cher too. Good to know. And as long as you're fair in your reasoning, but it doesn't bug me. Okay. Cher and Benny are shameless. Cher already had her excuses. Really, why would Don be found responsible? I was cleverly stringing Don along and hope he would incriminate himself. Oh, really? Hey, Sally, are you Cher? Because I just had some text telling me that they've seen you in other platforms and that when you came in, everybody was saying hi, Cher. So I'm just curious. I don't know why she thinks that, I don't know. Supposedly she knows somebody who works with Dr. Oz. Busted. I don't know. That's just what some people are telling me through text. Let me see. I think I've got. Ooh. I've been called Cher and Benny because I dislike CM so much. Why was Honest Rage calling you Cher in this screenshot I just got? And also you said, Benny, you're real. Are you a fan of Benny's? Yeah, I mean, anyways. I don't get it either, but. Hey, Cher, how about you go try to get a dinner? Oh, man. So you're a fan of Benny, but you're having trouble with, how does Benny, can you tell me how Benny helps find Summer? He's the biggest basher of them all. See, you weren't smart cookie. We got your back. Do you think these two are a big narc club? Cher and Donnie are much alike, like the attention seeking. This is not normal behavior, period. I do think that Cher believes that she's like the number one in this case. And if you happen to get any information that she doesn't get, then she puts it out that it's a lie, like the Dr. Phil thing, like the information that I got, which she's going to look really stupid when it comes out true. So, along with the million other things, like her supporting a freaking diddler Dawn. Yeah, you guys, let me know. Come back and let me know. Otherwise, I would stream it. But since it's not, Benny has a pan tattoo on his hand, and I have a video of him a month ago saying he was camping in Tennessee 2 months ago on time of it. All these channels are gatekeeping. What's a pan tattoo? A pan tattoo. Like, yeah, you guys go check that out. Where is it at? Hey, can somebody send me the link to, let's see, coroner's report? Is that all? It's live now on Gabby. I'm not going to play it on here, but I am. I don't know. I'll watch it afterwards, I guess.
I see. I have a fan in chat, Patty.
Did always live with the Brian laundry. Okay, so I'm dying to know, since I
Yes.
didn't get to watch. Tell me, so obviously the parents are dirty. So
The dirty laundries, yeah, they're really getting to collect these back.
otherwise, I can call you when I'm done here.
Hey, Don.
Don, I'll call you in 1 second here. I'm gonna get off my phone.
Got some motion from
The trend starter, right? She left a basket with the detergent and like a sign.
Hey, how are you?
hanging out.
Hanging
Pissed
out.
off the world.
Well, there's a lot of people that aren't really buying Mary's story. I know you wanted to do something about that. I said we would talk about what you wanted to do about that.
Well, if you can buy Mary's story, I got some oceanfront property in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. She can't. She believes her own damn lies. That's the sad part.
I think so.
She don't even recognize when she's lying herself. It's freaking hilarious. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
you're okay. You're okay.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to do what's right here. But man, it's unbelievable.
Well, so we said we didn't need another theory added into the mix, did we?
Well, I don't know how many more theories you can come up with. I don't know.
Yeah.
The fact remains the same. She was abducted.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
We and Candus know that for a fact. There's no other theory for us.
What do you think about the Ronnie Lawson basically saying everything isn't true?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what all he said exactly. He said of course he's going to say there's no drug problem in our area.
Yeah.
But he don't live in our area. That Ronnie Lawson lived.
I have to pause this every once in a while just because of fair use. But of course, he doesn't have to live in your area to know that, about the area. He's the sheriff. And the reason why he's going against, oh my gosh, guys, look, I always see the 333. I'm telling you right now in chat, 333. I point this out all the time. It's crazy. That's why my email is Ziggy333. Anyways, yeah, there's a reason why he said, oh, there's no drug problem, more of a drug problem there than anywhere else in the United States. Or, just like anywhere, there's, your bad parts of a town or whatever. But Ronnie Lawson even said that road is not a hot spot. He also said, I know this upsets people, but he also said that scream came from, a couple months ago Well, why wasn't it mentioned at the beginning of the case when Summer first went missing? I don't know. It just seems odd to me. Something like that would have been mentioned right away. My cat is like, I have a Bengal cat and his meow is so weird.
In town in some nice house. He don't live on Beach Creek. How the hell would he know?
Yeah.
The only reason that we're saying, only reason I'm saying what I'm saying, because I'm sick of all the drug activity. I'm sick of it. Every day is something down there. The only reason that it's gotten quiet down there is because I've said a lot on different channels, YouTube channels, including yours, and everything. And that's the only reason it's quieted down there. And I'm thankful for that. It's quieted down a lot. Yeah, man, there's usually people down there shooting guns, all kind of stuff all the time. Man, there's one boy down there that shot a boy in the neck, because he was firing back and he was drunk, and there was, and the police had evidence that they were both shooting guns. I mean, I'm not trying to say he got away with something. It might have been lawful or whatever. I don't know. I'm not trying to judge the man, but that boy was killed. There's been several shootings down there. It shouldn't be that way. The only reason Ronnie Lawson's saying what he's saying is because he don't live down there. If that man lived down there, it'd be a whole different story now, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely
Absolutely.
your daughter's story for re-election.
Well, that's fine as long as he keeps the damn dope out of my area.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already missing our daughter. We don't want to be missing no more.
What would you do, Don? If the dope was gone, how would you and Candus get your fix? What would you do then? Or maybe you make it yourself. I don't know. He does not care anything. He does not want these dealers to be gone. That's how would he get his supply? He's just saying that to try to look good because he wants to make it his theory that that's what happened to Summer. Don only hangs out with wild church people. Yeah, right. He only hangs out with the church people. What was that? Who subscribed? Sandra Lynch. Thank you. Evening, Ziggy. Just saw you were on. Oh, I was trying to figure out what the... Yeah, and earlier, Carrie Pink, we had Mary come on at the very beginning. She was on here for an hour, so that was the most people I've ever had in chat. I had like almost 1,000 people in chat. It was like actually 900 or something like, but still. Don only hangs out with the good people, right? Because he's such a good person, right? I like 1111 because it's the only time where all 4 digits are the same. Yeah, and that's actually another good number to see. And 777.
There's always been a lot of stuff on Beach Creek. Beach Creek has a history.
Kira, it's in my description, hon.
If he's saying there's no history on Beach Creek, who's the liar? It's a well-known area for all kinds of trafficking.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that, so I don't have to say no more than that.
Yeah.
I really don't. History speaks for itself. And I understand we live way out there.
Oh, history speaks for itself. You guys should have heard me when I was like over here like freaking out when he said that. You're right, Donnie. History does speak for itself, right? Just like your history speaks for itself. Tell us where Summer is if you want this to end, because we're not going anywhere. But you will be going somewhere no matter what. So you might as well just tell us where she is. Because we just had Mary on here and she said that they're coming to get you and they're coming to get you very soon. So, and don't try to hide anywhere because that's not going to work either because all eyes are on you and Candus. Sorry, I'm reading Grace's messages. And also, I wanted to say, too, I saw Terry's live, and she wasn't saying anything bad about me or anything, but she mentioned something about that I told her not to read the chat. No, I read every message during my live. I mean, like, under videos, I don't read messages because that's where the trolls really come out. And plus, it's just, I mean, occasionally I'll read messages under my videos, but no, I don't. She was saying on her video that I had told her not to read her comments, and I didn't mean live comments. I meant, comments under videos now, or if she's on panel, like over on my panel or something, just, don't pay attention to comments. Change the screen so you can't see comments. That's the best way to do it. Just talk like you're talking on a phone. That way you don't feel overwhelmed with, because there's a lot of people that come into my chats that don't like Terry because she is, so if she comes up into my panel, then there's going to be, it's just best that she not read the chat. But
the police can't be out there all the time. I get that. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Ronnie Lawson. I understand. I have respect for our law. I'm not trying to say anything bad about him whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, well, you don't, but I do.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I can't go against them. There are police force, and they've done the best they can with what they got. They're limited. I mean, they only have so much money to go around. When the law's called out to our house, they have a long way to travel.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of money and stuff like that. And I wish, their hands are kind of tied too. I mean, look at our president. Our borders are open, drugs are coming in, our kids are disappearing. We don't know where they're going. We're fixing to look at some serious issues. Like I said, off that one reservation in Oklahoma, over the years, there's been 500 Indian kids abducted. And it's the same thing on a reservation in Arizona, same situation. They have a lot of kids that's been abducted there. They don't have money. They don't have the news media. They don't have there's a big problem in America with kids being abducted. It's serious. It's deadly serious.
Yeah.
So in my mind, when a country allows it to happen, in my mind, that's just the same as saying that it's okay for slavery, of American citizens, our children, being enslaved into who knows what. Why isn't our president doing something to stop this, sending in the military or something like that to save our American citizen children? I can't imagine being 5 to 10 years old and being abducted and sold into slavery. Who knows where? It's not right. What's not right about it is they're not doing nothing about it. And like I said, I'm not mad at our local law enforcement because they only have so much money to fight this. Their hands are tied, just like my hands are tied. What can I do?
Can you hear?
Yeah.
My hands are kind of tied.
Don, Terry wanted to ask you a question. Can you hear her?
Yes.
Terry, go ahead.
Hi, Don. Where would be the first place you would send somebody to look?
Well,
I know you think that she was taken. Like right now, where should people be looking?
I wish I knew that answer to that question.
why would she ask? I mean, I don't know. I just thought that was. I'm trying to chill out on Terry because we kind of made a little bit of amends a little bit, but she knows he's not going to answer that question. He's trying to say that she's been abducted. So why, if it doesn't go along with his abduction theory, if he knows where to look. So yeah, it's not a, I mean, I don't, if she's been abducted, how is he going to know where to look?
Because, when law enforcement was up at our house, it was so bottlenecked. They sent all kinds of, there was all kinds of law enforcement there. And then we had all the searchers come up with their trailers and their four-wheelers and everything. And they actually blocked off all of Ben Hill Road, all of Beach Creek, and nobody was going anywhere. I told law enforcement, I'm going to, if there's any, I knew of like 2 drug areas, and I told them I'm leaving and I'm going to go question them. And I said, I wish you guys would lock them up and question them from jail or something like that. And all they said is, well, we can't do that. And also they said, we can't stop you from going. And, when this first happened, I drove down to the bottom of my hill and it was so bottlenecked, I couldn't even leave. The area. I was stuck. I had to park my car down the bottom of the road and walk back up the hill. It was just bottlenecked. It was just, and it was mass confusion. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And I understand law enforcement thinking, because of statistics and all, and the way they look at things, that, yeah, she was probably in the area or lost or whatever. But I thought, and I knew that she was abducted. I thought that all along, but trying to tell them that and everything. And they have the right to believe that, because of statistics or whatever, showing that usually for some reason they might run off out the woods or whatever. So I'm not mad at them. I'm upset, yes. I'm very upset.
Yeah.
I've been something from day one.
Don, there's a few people that have been messaging and asking, how do you feel that the interview went with Scott and Greg? Did you feel they were being fair with you? How did that kind of go for you? How do you think that went?
It went really good, but of course they had to ask them hard questions.
Right.
That nobody wants, they're very offensive.
Were you
and
aware
of course,
the questions would be asked before you sat down?
No, not till the very end, and of course you want to just, when they ask some kind of questions, you're offensive. You get mad, like, are you really asking me this? Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you really? It went really good, but of course they had to ask them hard questions.
Right.
That nobody wants, they're very offensive.
Were you
and
aware
of course,
the questions would be asked before you sat down?
No, not till the very end, and of course you want to just, when they ask some kind of questions, you're offensive. You get mad, like, are you really asking me this? Seriously?
Yeah.
And so you just kind of grit your teeth and do the best you can to answer that type of question.
Yeah.
But, it would be just like me asking you, Cher, or whoever, did you do something like really, how do you say, devious to your child? How do you, someone asks you point blank a question like that, how do you answer that? I mean,
Right.
At first it just shocks you, and it's like, they asked Candus questions like that, and she just broke down. I mean, so it's been rough, and of course it doesn't look too good.
Didn't they kind of know not to ask that to Candus? So
No, they have to ask them questions, and I understand that. I get it. I totally get it.
So was she going to be a part of the interview until they started asking those hard questions?
Well, she done the best she could, but I'm sure just like any woman would, or any man for that matter.
Yeah.
You're gonna break down. You've already went through the experience of someone abducting your kid, and then people ask these questions that you just know.
Yeah. Not just losing Summer, but also the boys were taken too.
It just hits you, to every fiber of your being.
Is she okay now today? Is she okay?
She's okay. I mean, it's been almost 3 months now, but it just depends. No, I mean, yeah, she just says, I'm not fucking okay, sorry.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Yeah, she's not okay.
I hope you're okay. I mean, after that incident with them asking those questions, I know
Right.
she's not going to be okay, probably ever, but
Right, absolutely. I mean, we loved her, and we'll always love her so much. It's bad enough, and then with everybody accusing us with this kind of stuff, it's hard to I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess.
Well, what was everyone saying before you started doing all these interviews? Well, you're guilty because you're not
Right.
talking to anyone. Now you're doing it
Absolutely.
and you're talking
Yeah.
and they're saying the same shit. So,
Right.
you're not going to win,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
They're
think it's good that you're
assholes.
doing all these
They're
interviews.
just
I think you
assholes.
should.
Oh, Terry. It's not that they're just assholes. So there we heard Candus broke down and, he said, oh, it's just what any, wow. I just got text that Gabby's cause of death was strangulation, ruled a homicide. Wow. So this whole beat to death thing that John Walsh put out there is not even true, huh? No, Donnie. Not every, every mother would break down, but Candus, I'm assuming, probably didn't break down for the right reasons. She's afraid of being caught. That's all there is to it, in my opinion. She's afraid of being exposed. That's why she's not talking. I spoke to many, and what is she talking about? What is Cher talking about? Oh, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. When you weren't, doing interviews, they're like, why aren't they speaking? And now you're doing interviews, they're like, why are you speaking? Cher, he's always spoke. Are you kidding me? There's never been a time that he didn't speak. Maybe a few days, and that was recently. There was like a week or so that he didn't speak. But he's right back to it. He's always spoke. It's always been a bunch of bullshit, but that's just it. Don has spoke so many times and watched so many YouTube creators bash him for what he has done wrong that he is now saying the right things just like a sociopath. Exactly. He changed what he changes his he says what he believes will make him look just like, well, there's so many instances. Gabby fought back, bet you, has his skin under his nails, and he had wounds that needed to heal, so he has been on the run since parents knew that too. Yeah. Yep, he adapts like a chameleon. Don Wells, you're welcome to come up on my panel, but just email me, Ziggy333@mail.com. It's in the description of the video, but I don't think you're going to convince us over here that you're being honest. I'll be respectful. I'll be completely respectful. Wait, what? You don't get a second chance. You are kicked and blocked, not a friendly place. Over on shares? All I know is if I went into Voices Behind the Wall and acted like this, I would be kicked and blocked immediately. The very first thing Cher said to me when I went to her channel were those exact words. I know, right? You can't have... Here, we don't kick and block. So... And if you do, for some reason, get blocked, if one of the mods block you, they know. I mean, I did make a couple new mods. I got Emre now as a mod, and I have Levid as a mod. So, and I haven't had a chance to tell them that we don't really... Now, if they're being, disrespectful to somebody that's on panel, like Mary or whatever, yeah, they might time you out. They might kick you, but they know that if anybody gets kicked, they're unblocked pretty much immediately after unless it's Benny. Yeah, I remember I felt bad because I thought I spoke too soon about something you had said. You're fine, Sally. Your opinion is welcome here. It really is. It really is. It's just that if I see somebody like talking crap to me or whatever, I'm going to respond, maybe, probably. And I might not be so nice about it. It's just all in how people say things, I guess. Maybe you were just accused of being Cher in another chat, and that's why those people sent that to me. Honestly, you spell probably too well for it to be a Cher, because Cher doesn't spell very good. Yeah. I can't remember what it was about, but no, we don't like, well, I don't like Penny. There is probably some in the chat that do, but what? Cher sent me a photo of her holding the creepiest ugly troll while she was messaging me once. Really? What was she messaging you about? Is Candus okay? Haven't heard anything from her. Not fan, just wondering. Well, here on this video we're watching of Cher's, it sounds like Cher was interviewed by the behavioral panel and she walked off. So she better brace herself because that's about to be released. Warning, warning, warning. Yeah, I won't say F off probably, but I will say this. There's nothing really that I can imagine. You do have to have like a thick skin as far as being on YouTube if you decide to do videos and stuff, because you're going to get people that pick on you for any, I tried to contact Terry, because Terry gets very, when she was on the panel here, she got really upset about some things that people were saying in the chat. And I was wanting to talk to her, just me and her, and, tell her things, tell her how to handle it, and remind her, because I did feel bad that she got so upset by some of the things said. And you just can't be like that if you're going to be on YouTube, because otherwise it will just ruin your day, and it will be, it will bleed over into your regular life. And I don't know, it just doesn't bug me like that. You have to remember, you don't let people know you're on YouTube. You don't let people know what bothers you, because if you do, they're going to take that and run with it. So I wanted to give her advice. Don't let people know what bothers you, because she did a live yesterday, and during it I tried emailing her and telling her to contact me. Don't let people know what bothers you. Just do not, because about what? Hey, West Virginia. No. I'm sorry. Did I say Cher walked off? No, Candus walked off from the behavioral panel. Sorry. I don't know when I'm wondering when they're gonna do their analysis of Dawn. Yep, I agree. Dude, not everyone is going to like or agree with you. It's how the world works. Exactly. And it gives me something to talk about. Like when I have these different opinions from you guys, it gives me something to talk about, like when I can't think of anything. So I appreciate it. Behavioral panel edited all Dawn's body language out. They edited Candus walking out. Nobody was aware she was even there. If it's true, they've hidden that. We have seen the interview. Well, I think that they're going to show it. They're going to show it. Unless they made an agreement with Dawn and Candus not to show that. But he says here, let's continue watching this a couple more minutes because I'm pretty sure he says here that they're going to show it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's horrific no matter what you do.
I got Jay for Justice up here too. She's been quiet up
Oh.
here in the corner. Do you have any questions, Jay?
No, I just want to say, hey, Don, how you doing?
Hey, doing fine. How about you? We're doing okay, the best we can under the circumstances, you know.
Right,
I guess
exactly.
all we were.
Yeah, just
Oh,
I was
yeah.
kind of hoping
This
there'd
is-
be better updates, you know.
Yeah, we wish, we pray.
This is Terry again. Just know that we're praying and
Awesome.
thinking of you and Candus, and
Thank
we're
you,
sharing our love. You got
thank
it.
you. God is what's important in this matter. Without God, there's no way I would have done lost it so big time, a long time ago without God. I know God. He's the only glue holding me together.
Speaking of
There's
that,
no
is the church still doing their prayer circles and stuff like
Well,
that for you guys?
that church doing that is not our church, you know. But our church, you know, I've noticed changes even in our church. It's affected our church. Just like any situation, you know, some people go this way and some people go that way. You know, right? And it's the same with YouTube or any other.
Yep, opinions
thing,
are everywhere,
you know.
aren't they?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, you guys hang in there.
And judgments.
Thank you.
Judgments.
Thank you.
It's terrible.
Awesome. I appreciate you all. God bless you all. We're just hanging on to the hope of God. That's all we got. He's our creator. He created that beautiful daughter of ours. He knows where he's at. He knows what's happened. He's the only answer we have. He's the only hope we got anyway. No matter what, he's the only hope we got.
All right, Don. Thanks
you
for
know when
calling.
Dr. Phil?
I'm going to let you get to Candus. Oh, they're
Okay.
asking about Dr. Phil. Do you want to answer that or not right now?
We don't know what's going to happen with Dr. Phil. All we know is we went on the behavior panel and they wanted to be in a studio. And like I said, them hard questions here. Candus got mad or upset and was crying and everything. And she walked off and she left me there by myself. You know, and I'm not sure what's going to happen next. I'm not sure.
And that's okay. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
you know. And if you want to keep things quiet because you're worried of backlash and hate.
I'll tell you what they told me. This is that don't look good. I says, I know, but I know Candus, and I know what's going on. I know the truth. I know. And I sat there and explained to them the best I could, you know. And that's kind of how it went. And then you'll see, when you see the video, you'll see I'm being straight out with you. Because they're going to show it. You know, they're good guys. You know, and I called them the other day. I was like, Chris McDonough is back on the air, you know, with my sister Mary. And I guess they was watching it. And they just kind of laughed about it, you know. Like,
I highly doubt that they were laughing about Chris McDonough and, you know, about Mary. I really don't think so. So you just heard him say that they're going to show when Candus walked off, and yeah. I don't believe that. I don't know. Why did he call them, though? I don't get that. I don't know. When are we going to see this analyzation of that interview, too? Yeah, they were laughing at Dawn. I mean, come on. Maybe they were just, I don't know. Yeah, we heard about that. That makes sense though, because that's usually how those type of, crimes go. They're probably arguing, and that's what I said. I thought that I bet she was strangled. Oh, I enjoyed the show for weeks. I just see things and reward money. Oh, you questioned my little butterfly. It's okay. It's just there's no meaning behind the butterfly. It's just I was playing around in the Canva app, trying to come up with a logo for the channel, and that's just what it ended up being. What do you think was the question that finally caused her to snap and leave? I had several that came to mind. Was she involved? Something like that. Are you serious? Her body was there 3 to 4 weeks? Well, what date was she found? They're talking about Gabby, by the way. Is that true? When was it that they last? I don't think it could be 3 to 4 weeks, is it? Because they spoke to her the end of August. She was last seen they were pulled over the 11th of August, right? She was found September 19th. Well, I guess maybe she could have been there for 3 weeks. There was a sighting of her up to the 27th of August. Man. So, yeah, I guess 3 weeks. That's crazy. Yeah, I heard about the news conference, but since I was on here, I didn't, and we were talking about summer, I didn't, switch over. A friend said that she asked Cher if she was feeling okay, and Cher got mad, and everyone said, no one is allowed to ask that question. What? Friend said she asked Cher if she was feeling okay, and August 27th was Mary Piglet's. September 19th was my 49th birthday. So it was probably more about 3 weeks because she was seen the 27th, right? Wow, guys, that's crazy. Yeah. See, Gabby's family is how a family acts when they have a child missing. Not like Dawn. She was on video with her mom on the 17th, saw her mom on Facebook FaceTime. It took them that time to find her after the van site. Yeah. You and Ziggy are the only shows up shown me support. Aw. Enchanted Life Path. What's her channel? I was going to get into... I guess I'll just play this for one more minute to see what else there is. But I wanted to show you guys this channel real quick that people claim to be Nomadic Trek's YouTube channel. Like the actual Nomadic Trek from Twitter. Not Benny, but have you guys seen this channel that people are claiming is Nomadic Trek called The Scientific Skeptic? Let me just play this one more minute before I get on that.
Wow.
Talking Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can see Mary. She's so full of it. I mean, you can see it. I got something to say. I don't know why Mary's doing this. When we were younger, she had a crush on me for years, and I don't know. Maybe that's why she hates me. I don't know. I don't know why she turned on me, but when she first come out, she had my back, and then all of a sudden she done a 180 and turned on me. I don't understand. But, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris McDonough and her are a perfect pair. You ask me. I mean, it's kind of hilarious. You can anybody with any sense can kind of see through it. You don't even have to know about me or whatever to see that what she's saying.
You guys, I'm not talking about Nomadic Trek YouTube. Like the YouTube, it's not called that. It's called the channel I'm talking about is called Scientific Skeptic.
She counteracts what she's saying. She can't figure out which one to go with, what story to go with. You can see it plain as day. I mean, and what she said about me, I'm telling you, there's no truth in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, she's had a crush on me all them years when I was younger. Why would I try to do something like she's trying to say? That's freaking hilarious. And Chris McDonough's rolling with all this. That's even more hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, I mean, yeah, you know what? But it's not good, but it's not true. There's no truth in it whatsoever. This is all made up crap. You know, I've admitted to the part, you know, with me and Jeannie, but Jeannie has admitted to her part. Yeah, I get that. That's fine. Whatever. You know what? All right. But as far as Mary, there ain't no truth in what she's saying whatsoever. I've never wanted to be with her, and I know I never have, never will.
Yeah.
She's had a crush on me. Oh my God. I never wanted to be with her. Never did want to be with her then. Don't want to be with her now. I don't know. And I just want to be with Candus, and that's it. I mean, she's a good woman. I'm glad I met her.
He's so full of shit. Okay, I'm done with this. You guys know where to find this. Voices Behind the Wall. We had Mary on. She said he's full of shit. She said she's not in love with Donnie. He needs to get over himself. This is the channel that I was talking about as far as this channel. I was sent and I was told that this is Nomadic Trek from Twitter. We'll play a little bit of it because I haven't really listened to it, but let's see.
Everyone likes a good story, right? Well, today I'm going to tell a story. Now, it's a purely fictional story, mind you. This story is about a YouTube true crime fiasco and an old-fashioned fall from grace. It's the story of Fish McDonough. Once upon a time, there was a relatively large true crime channel run by an ex-Super cop. The channel had some decent content and some very interesting and useful interviews. The guy even had a decent network of ex-colleagues with experience in the law enforcement community, whose skill sets are always an important addition to any discussion on true crime analysis. But Fish McDonough went rogue. He increasingly showed his true colors and ethics for all to see. It turned out that his newfound influencer celebrity had gone to his head, and he began to reveal more and more about his true character.
Thank you so much. West Virginia Peach. I'll let you in on it later. It's Benny? This is Benny? It doesn't sound like Benny at all. But thank you so much. This channel is called Scientific Skeptic.
To the uncritical eye, Fish played a really good game of seeming like just a nice old retired guy who cared deeply about victims. He was famous for saying, "It's all about Shummer," repeating a now tired mantra popular in the true crime community to paint himself as a moral individual and the savior of victims across the globe. But anyone with a discerning eye was a bit more skeptical. There was just something inauthentic, something not believable about him. So in a big case of the day, about a young lady named Sandy Betito, who was found tragically murdered, we got the opportunity to watch a story unfold and a mythology unravel in a series of videos and community posts. The story begins with our protagonist, Old Fish, publishing a first video on the Petito case. He insinuated an ex-colleague from the Hotcakes Foundation into his reputational annihilation, as well as another legitimate guest with expertise in DNA forensics. And suddenly, the three of them began to play make-believe psychoanalysts. And like good psychics and shamans, they took out the tarot cards and read their tea leaves together. They somehow had found some anonymous tweets from some anonymous tweeter, and they threw them on the table to try to connect imaginary puzzle pieces. Then they began to do deep philosophizing and psychologizing on these random tweets and imaginary puzzle pieces. There must be some pattern here.
There is no way Benny is this smart. And, I mean, even if he changed his voice, there is no way Benny is this intelligent. Benny is the biggest idiot who he would not be able to. I mean, now this might be somebody, I don't know. This guy seems intelligent. I can't see anybody intelligent teaming up with Benny, but he does. And you guys got to remember too, like this nomadic trek on Twitter has it in for Chris. Like he is, I mean, and maybe I guess he has his reasons, I'm sure. Obviously, I can see why he's upset. But, and I don't agree with the whole making fun of his speech and stuff like that. This is about TIR. This is about the interview room. That's why at the top it says the interview place. There is another one too about the interview room. What, is Mary still here? I haven't seen her comment for a long time. I can't imagine her still here, but maybe they're commenting to when she was on here earlier. Sounds like Prairie Boy's voice.
We only stretch our minds far enough. There must be some deep insight into the mind of this anonymous stranger, and it will surely reveal itself to us through the tea leaves. So what did these modern-day Nostradamuses conclude about the tea leaves? This anonymous tweeter is an obvious madman, likely a psychopath with deep-rooted and unhealthy thoughts. And work with me here, he might even be the most wanted man in America right now, just like, or maybe even, Byron Sundry. After all, this stranger likes the outdoors. He's a bit philosophical. Byron liked the outdoors and was a bit philosophical too, right? Coincidence? I think not. This anonymous tweeter might. No, not might. He must be the killer, Byron Sundry himself. And if he's not the actual killer, he's like the actual killer. So he must also be a killer or know where killers hide, how killers think. And suddenly the conspiracy theory began to crystallize and come together. Fish then embarked on the construction of a fraud, a con, in an effort to satiate his ever-expanding ego, grow his community, increase the monthly donations, and reinforce his cult of personality, and even deceive his audience. His true character had been revealed. This wasn't about getting justice for someone like Sandy anymore. It wasn't about finding Shummer. It wasn't about getting justice for the SA victims of Chawn Welsh. It was about runaway speculation, a big ego, and ultimately an allegation that this lifetime super cop had found a meaningful pattern in the noise. He knew where Byron Sundry was hiding. Fish had solved the case again. Only he had had the vision. And now it was time to share his revelation with his adoring sycophants. This anonymous tweeter was set to become the new Michael Doe and Janie Nilsson. We must make him guilty of something, and we must force him to admit it, or else we will sick the dogs on him. We will find him. We'll smoke him out. He must prove his innocence to us. He must come out from behind his anonymity. I'm not saying he's Byron Sundry or guilty of murder. I'm just saying he might be Byron Sundry and Sandy's killer. So if you try to sue me for defamation, notice that I said I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just saying he is, but maybe not. That's called plausible deniability. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Fish knew that his cult of personality knew that he knew that they knew what he meant. The problem was that now it was out there. His video had been published and had done very well and got lots of views. The accusation was officially out there that this anonymous tweeter is probably, definitely the killer, Byron Sundry. The burden of proof had already been shifted from the accuser to the accused. He now has to prove his innocence. He has to explain these odd random tweets. What did he mean by them? Was he a psychopath? A killer? He needs to explain what those random tweets meant. He needs to prove to the angry mob that his random tweets weren't all some sort of cryptic language. Maybe this was like that Dan Brown book, The Da Vinci Code. Certainly those words had deep meaning and somehow confirmed that he was a murderer. But Fish then realized that he needed some proof. Now, if only I had some confirmation. Can anyone find me some confirmation? Maybe someone can send me some confirmation in my inbox. Maybe something like, I don't know, a screenshot linking the anonymous tweeter to a different person. Maybe someone with a TripAdvisor account of a Tanzanian tour guide. So maybe we can Photoshop or use a browser HTML editor to type in Byron Sundry's old address to make it look like the Tanzanian guy is also the tweeting guy who's also Byron Sundry. Fish finally got his proof. I now have the confirmation. Let me put that screenshot into the video and then write a clickbait title like confirmation that the anonymous tweeter is Byron Sundry the killer. Yes, let's post this. That will go viral. And I will prove again I'm still the super cop and solve the crime once again. And in the meantime, let's taunt and bully the anonymous tweeter with childish, egotistical community posts. And let's boast about how smart I am and how we're coming to get him and he should look over his shoulder. Let's make sure to rile up the cult of personality so that they get furious. Maybe even grab some torches and pitchforks and go hunt down the Frankenstein monster. My conspiracy theory is done. They have bought it. I am Legion, the super cop. But after the video was published, rumblings began from the community and even Fish's colleagues. People were warning him that he might have some legal liability, that just maybe he had gone too far this time, that he might possibly even lose his cash cow YouTube page. There was only one thing left to do: delete the incriminating evidence. We must delete the fake confirmation video. We must delete the childish taunts to enrage and mobilize the cult. Quickly, delete everything. Maybe the sycophants won't even notice. Fish figured that maybe if he just hung low for a few days, the problem would go away for him. Fish even pondered for a few seconds, maybe even just coming clean and apologizing. Doing the right thing. But then his Grinch lips and brow furled up, and he decided to triple down. He would make a new video. So he found some more random tweets and put himself to work again as the mystical shaman endowed with the ability to read the minds of strangers from anonymous tweets. But unfortunately, this had all taken a big toll on him. His confidence was even slightly rattled. But Fish was ambitious and determined not to be beaten quite yet.
So basically, I don't know if this is actually the nomadic trek from Twitter, but I was sent this and it goes on for a couple more minutes if you guys want to watch it. Obviously, here's the link. It's called, well, I can, The Scientific Skeptic. It's right there, right below you, Savannah. The Scientific Skeptic. But I think it's about time I get off here and get some other things done. It's been 3 hours and we had a really good live today. We had Mary, which was my first, major interview with the case. So thank you so much, Mary, for coming on here. And I really appreciated that she came up here and spoke to us. And we went over some things. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, let's check out that Fish McDonough. They call him, who he's saying is Fish McDonough is obviously Chris McDonough. And then when he says Byron, what's he call him? Byron something. He's talking about Brian Laundrie. He's just changing names around to try to be funny, I guess. Enchanted Life Path. Let me see if I've seen your channel before. Enchanted Life Path. Here, you. Let me see your. Okay, yeah. This one's you. I'll subscribe. Let me see if you have anything. Here, we'll share a video of yours real quick. So here's Enchanted Life Path's channel. we'll watch a short video of hers, and then if that's okay, if I play one of your videos real quick, and then I'm gonna go. Let's see. Thank you for the live. So loved it. Found you a few days ago, and I'm so impressed. Found the other channel on Channel Life Path. I'm getting my channel up this week. Oh, awesome. Huh, cool. I did hear that he, you know, sings. You're welcome, Skyzy. No way it's the Twitter guy. Just thought I'd share with you guys to, you know, I don't know if it's a Twitter guy or not. I didn't know if somebody, I watched it for the first time along with you guys. I haven't finished it or anything. I was just sharing so you could, you know, do your own investigating and see if you believe it's possible it could be him. Oh, don't play fast on Enchanted Life Path. Okay. Am I going to get struck for playing that? I just thought of that. Since it's music, maybe I should pick a different one.
Hello everybody, this is Enchanted Life Path TV, just over on the behaviour panel and Don Wells' interview on Summer Wells' Mission Case exclusive. This is just a quick review under fair use and criticism of this matter of public interest person. Basically, everything he says is matter of public interest. Now he's just about to be asked how old the boys are, and look at him, he like, literally doesn't know. Basically, and then his answer, he doesn't know. Another thing I wanted just to point out now, which I'll be putting out in all of my videos about this, is the way Don's actually filming the people, the behaviour panel. Can you see he's got there's his pocket there, there's his phone in here with his camera out, pointed at them, filming them. Okay, everyone's noticed there's lipstick. The behaviour panel members haven't got it on, but that's not why we're here now. It's because of this.
Right.
I live in the middle of nowhere for a reason.
How old are the boys? Huh? How old are the boys? 12, maybe 10, on down to 8, I think. Okay.
So we get asked how old the boys are, and he says 12, down to maybe 10, and then he says, and then 8, I think. May you hear that again?
You don't know who's coming up.
Right.
I live in the middle of nowhere for a reason.
How old are the boys? Huh? How old are the boys? 12, maybe 10, on down to 8, I think. Okay.
12, maybe 10, going down to 8, I think. But it's his eyes. Now, considering this is the behaviour panel, what they do is they cut back to themselves quite a lot. You miss a lot of his body language in this. There's a couple of times where you catch things. So I'm going to be speaking about all of that when I review this full video live. So don't miss that. And if you're watching it back in the future, go and find that particular version. But yeah, why doesn't he know how old his kids are, just to say sharply 10, 12, and 8, and just know. Like the way Cassie Laundry last week didn't know how old her brother was. She said, we've got like an 8 or 9 year difference. Well, you just know. There's no awe in there, you just know. So, yeah, just a little bit, just that's anyway, done well. There's a lot more to pull out of this. That's probably one of the smaller points, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's an awful lot in there. And we've got a part where he even speaks about Dotson and Robin. So that's going to be in one of the main parts which I'm going to be focusing on during this whole thing. When I review that. But yeah, pay attention there. Don's filming them. Not sure whether they're aware. They may have picked up on it. Sure, whilst they've been analysing it, they would have. But yeah, so Don's got his own copy of this, so to say. His own unedited version, so to say. I don't know whether he's done that for security for himself or what. But that's what he's got there. You can see his phone, his camera sticking out. And he's got them filming. So anyway, what do you think about that? Just don't know how old his boys are. This has been the Chance of Life Pack TV. Thanks for watching. I'll speak soon.
Yeah, I found that pretty interesting. He doesn't
We
know
are
his
a
own kids.
huge success.
Oops.
But we're a country.
Yeah. Just like he didn't know how old Summer was when he called. That's why Summer's age was said 4 at first, and that's why it was put out like that, because that's what he told the 911 operator. So anyways, you guys all have a great day. I probably won't be back today unless something. He might know my stalker. Do you know anybody named Janine? Enchanted? But anyways, you guys all have a nice evening. I'm going to go get some work done. So I will talk to you guys soon.